Why? Why would we be having these changes? And what is causing all these changes? And I think the why is but obvious to each and every one of us, because I'm pretty much sure that everyone is aware of what has happened in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. We've seen one of the worst hit to the supply chains globally in terms of the death of many people, which has affected the labor forces in most industries, which has seen disruptions to transportation of goods, which has kind of slowed down the way in which the economy is used to working. And that has kind of put a strain on the economy. And obviously, when the economy takes a hit, we are obviously going to experience those price hikes in commodities, because obviously everyone wants to recoup as much as they can in terms of whatever service or products they're giving out. And then we have the currently ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, which has been running now for, stand to be corrected, I think 4 or 5 months now. And we've seen Ukraine and Russia, if we are all aware, you know that Ukraine and Russia cater for what makes about 50% of the world's sunflower oil exports. These are the two countries which cater for almost that large chunk of the oil, the cooking oil export. And when you take Russia, for instance, which has been heavily hit with sanctions, for those who would ask, what are these sanction things? You always hear about them on CNN, on BBC, on Sky News. What are these sanction things? So basically, these are measures which are put to prohibit trading with certain either entities, countries, or persons whom are deemed to be of high risk because of various reasons they might be put in that list for. So Russia forms part of the 3 top countries which provide petroleum gas in the world. I think it's Saudi Arabia, the United States, and Russia, which are the 3 leading petroleum gas producers in the world. I think they are the only 3 countries which produce about 10 million barrels of oil per day. So you'd see that this is quite a very large market player in terms of your oil, your cooking oil industries. So what I'm getting to with all this is just to give perspective as to why we're having all these increases in prices that are trickling through to our pockets as the ordinary Motswana at home or business operations that are out there. And then we have we're in a period where there's quite a lot of economic uncertainty. A lot of economics have started to bring back that old term that we saw in 2008, 2009, where we were talking of a recession. We are seeing ourselves again almost at a point or in the brink of an economic recession the world over. This is brought about by these factors that I've just been making mention of. And coming back also to the issue of oil, I think a couple of months ago, we have seen countries like Indonesia, for example, which is the largest supplier of palm oil. So as you would know, they are the largest producers of crude palm oil. we've seen the president come forth to actually impose a ban on the exportation of palm oil. And what we noted from that is the fact that as prices increase and as demand increase, because obviously Russia, Ukraine have left a gap in the market. Obviously, any business operation, any private setup that is set to make a profit would look to the markets which yields the best profits. So obviously, when the demand for oil, for cooking oil, increased in other areas of the world, that meant the producers of palm oil in Indonesia had to actually also increase the prices, because obviously there was a lucrative opportunity for them to actually earn more money out of the situation that was there. So we saw a 3-week ban imposed by the Indonesian government, which was lifted, I think, in a matter of about 3 weeks. So this was basically for the nation to try and regulate the cooking oil price locally, for its people, because obviously the cooking oil prices were just going over the roof at the time. So we've seen such things being imposed, which obviously kind of also brings a bit of uncertainty to the economy, because you never know who or what the other country might do with whatever commodity they have as their main line of revenue. And then we also have things like the China-Taiwan issue that seems from the news that it's not a matter of if anymore. It seems like a matter of when, which also kind of brings a bit of concern to everyone in the economy. We know China is the country with the largest supply chain in the world. So you can imagine if at all we get to a state that is like the Ukraine-Russia issue, how much devastation that would cause to the economy at large. But I think the main focus of our presentation today is on what the minister has done. And the why that I was looking at was the fact that the VAT Act confers powers on the minister to actually be able to vary the VAT rate. I think Craig has given me a very difficult task, because I have tax experts on the call and I have accountants on the call. I have people with different backgrounds on the call. So I'm going to try to be technical, but try to make it as layman as possible, to make sure that I cover myself in terms of what the technical guys would be looking from this interview. So if you are listening out and you're not really into the technical aspects, when I keep saying section this, section that, schedule that, regulation this, you can just ignore that and just try to get the principle of what I'm actually talking about. So Section 78 of the VAT Act actually grants the minister the power to vary the VAT rate. It grants her the power to amend it up to only with 2% points. That's what the provision actually allows the minister to do. So that's why we saw the minister come and say, we're gonna push the rate down with 2% tax. So that is why we got to that.